just before we head on outside to clean the globe and hose things off, I'll just have a closer look at that motor section, the bottom section of the lid of robot. There's a few things in it that is worth noting. So as already discussed, we have the seals, and you can see, although all I've done is shaken the unit, it's quite clean. So the seals are in here. Now the light sensor I was talking about, I'm hoping that's, there we go. The light sensor, sorry if it's not quite as focused as it could be. Let me get you a better look at that. The light sensor is actually down at the bottom. You'll see the little row of green electronics. There's a clear cover on the top of that. The clear cover is what you wipe. You don't fiddle with the electronics underneath. That's to give you some protection. They read when the tray at the bottom is getting full and starts flashing the unit, so you know you need to change the bag. There's the second one on the other side. I've not found that side has the same issue, simply because the chute empties out onto the left, down into that section, rather than this way first. So it tends to be just that side that I see the debris and bits and pieces coming up when I go to clean it. A couple of other things to look at. So there's our nice little keyboard. Let's see if I can get that focused. There we go. There's our nice little instruction buttons, and the little black item behind it, that's actually what rotates the globe. So interesting. These are little cushion rollers. Generally don't need to replace them. Any parts like that are available and can be purchased by order, so your machine is quite robust going forward. Now down into that hole, this is quite interesting. This section at the bottom, that is related to the CAT sensor on the weight. Now the one thing I'll say about that is that I did notice when we did a deep clean the first time we were in checking with the technician to see what we needed to pull apart, that section on mine did get a little bit of corrosion. Make sure when you've got the machine apart, just check that. If it needs a wipe it over, carefully obviously, but just, you know, that seems to be something. If there's a little bit of drip perhaps down the back of the unit, you might, for example, down perhaps the globe, down into this and sliding down. There's not much under there, but you could be getting a little bit of residue smell from there. If your cat's been inventive, as I said, not often, but Shadow's done it once or twice, I was discovering, and that sensor, if it corrodes, then will need to be replaced. So a little bit of knowledge will help you not have issues with those sorts of things. Nothing else seems to be a big problem down into that section. There is a pressure clip, but you've actually got to pull the unit apart to look at that one. So that would be more of a repair if that went. Sometimes that seems to be reported occasionally, and I think again it's probably more related to how clean and how often the unit is looked after and how many cats you've got involved with the unit. So just be aware of all of those things. As I said, very robust, very simple. The engine compartment is just lovely. That's another look from there. Just to again show you those details. Give you a closer look without having to pull it apart. Alright, let's go out and do an outside clean.